Welcome back dear students. Today we are going to start class 12 physics unit 3 magnetic effect of current. So let's start class 12 subject physics unit 3 magnetic effect of current. So our first topic is magnetic field. So what is magnetic field? Magnetic field is like electric field. It is the space around the magnet. It is the space around the magnet up to which an influence means effect of force, influence can be experienced is called a magnetic field. So definition, it is the space or region, space or region around the magnet, it is the space around the magnet within which its influence means effect can be experienced is called magnetic field. Now our second topic is intensity of magnetic field. So intensity of magnetic field is dead force due to the magnetic field on the unit north pole. So it is defined as the force experienced by unit north pole when placed at that point. It is denoted by symbol B. So magnetic field, intensity of magnetic field is nothing but the force which is acted on the unit north pole is called intensity of magnetic field. So intensity of magnetic field is the force. So its formula is B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi m divided by r square. Mu naught upon 4 pi m divided by r square. It is the force and intensity of magnetic field is denoted by B. Now our next topic is magnetic lines of force. So you can write this theory. Now our next topic is magnetic lines of force. So magnetic lines of force, like electric lines of force, it is also imaginary lines. Like electric lines of force. So electric lines of force are the imaginary line, but magnetic lines of force are closed curve and electric lines of force are open curve. So magnetic lines of force is the imaginary lines. It is the imaginary lines. So definition is the magnetic lines of force are the curve, it is dead curve in the magnetic field on which if a unit north pole is placed, then it will follow the imaginary curve. For example, this is the magnet and we know that magnet consists of two poles. This is north pole and this is south pole. If we placed unit north pole at this point, so it follow this path. So this path is called imaginary lines, or this is called the magnetic lines of force. If we placed here, so this follow this path. Same this follow this types of path. So imaginary lines, magnetic field of lines, magnetic lines of force is the imaginary lines which starts from north pole and end to the south pole. This is the south pole of the magnet outside the magnet, but inside the magnet this line starts from north and goes toward the south pole. So inside the magnet these lines go south to north and outside the magnet imaginary lines go north to south. So magnetic lines of force is dead imaginary lines which follow the path when we placed unit north pole in the magnetic field. So it is the imaginary lines, imaginary path. So like pole repel each other, there are two properties. So first is like pole repel each other. This is the property of magnet. In magnet, like pole repel each other and unlike pole attract each other. So this is the property of magnet, and magnet has two poles, north pole and south pole, and these lines are the imaginary lines which start from north pole and end to the south pole of the magnet outside the magnet, but inside the magnet start from north pole and end to the start from south pole and end to the north pole. So this is the magnetic lines of force. Now we will start properties of magnetic lines of force, so you can write this theory. Now our next topic is properties of magnetic lines of force. So let's start properties of magnetic lines of force. So there are many types of properties of magnetic lines of force. Some of them are outside the magnet, direction of magnetic lines of force is from north to south. The direction is from north to south. Like this is magnet, this is north pole, this is south pole. So outside the magnet, the direction of magnetic lines of force is north to south. This is the direction of magnetic lines of force. It is from north to south. But inside the magnet, the direction of magnetic lines of force is from south to north. So inside the magnet, direction is south to north. This is the direction of magnetic lines of force. Third is, it is a closed curve. So it is closed curve. Start from north and again it move. So this is the closed curve. The tangent draw at any point on the curve show the direction of magnetic field. So the direction of magnetic field. Like the electric lines of force, it is also show when we draw a tangent at this point. So this show the direction of magnetic field. When we draw tangent at this point, so this is so the direction of magnetic field. So the tangent drawn at any point on the curve show the direction of magnetic field. Fifth is, the magnetic lines of force never intersect each other. The magnetic lines of force never intersect each other. They never intersect each other like electric lines of force. It is imaginary. It is imaginary in nature. So they are the properties of magnetic lines of force. Now we will start Oersted experiment. So you can write this theory, then we will start Oersted experiment. You can write. Now our next topic is Oersted experiment. So let's start Oersted experiment. Oersted experiment is one of the most important experiments. It is one of the most important experiments. This is the experiment that link with the magnet with current. It is the relation between magnetic field and electric field. First time the scientist Oersted proved that there is a relation between magnetic effect and electric effect. This is the relation between electric field and magnetic field. So let's see what is Oersted experiment. The famous Danish scientist Hans Christian Oersted, the famous Danish scientist Hans, this is the full name, Danish scientist Hans Christian Oersted, in the year 1820 conclude on the basis of experiment that, what conclusion? The conclusion is that, this is the conclusion, when electric current flow, whenever electric current is flow through a conductor, whenever electric current is flow through the conductor, then a magnetic field developed. Then a magnetic field developed around the conductor. Then the magnetic field developed. So basically, when current is flowing through the conductor, electric field should be developed around the conductor. But he proved that the magnetic field developed around the conductor because of the current. Magnetic field is developed. So this is called magnetic effect of current. So this is called magnetic effect of current, or this is the third unit. This is our third unit, magnetic effect of current. So it comes the revolution in the field of magnetism and electricity. It is the revolution in the field of magnetism and electricity. So how he proved that? He take a compass of needle consist of a needle north pole and south pole, and he take a conductor. This conductor is connected to the battery. This is the battery. This is the negative terminal of the battery, and this is the positive terminal of the battery. And we know that current flow through the positive terminal of the battery. But now key is open. So now key is open. So there is current. Current is not flowing in this conductor. So current is not flowing in this conductor. So this needle does not show the deflection. This needle does not show any deflection. When we press the key, when key is closed, so current is flowing through the positive terminal of the battery, and because of the current flowing, a magnetic field develop. So due to this magnetic field, this needle start rotating. This start rotating around this axis. Around this axis. So it is the he proved that magnetic field is developed due to electricity, due to current. So this is called Oersted experiment, one of the most important experiment. It is considered as the revolution in the field of magnetism and electricity. It is the relation between magnetism and electricity. Now we can talk with the help of microphones वगैरह because of the magnet and electricity. Without combination of magnetism and electricity, we cannot talk on mobiles, on microphones, etc. So this is called Oersted experiment, one of the most important topic of 12th class. You can write. Now our next topic is Biot-Savart law. So Biot-Savart law is also one of the most important topic like Oersted experiments. So Oersted experiments prove that magnetic field is developed due to electric currents. Oersted experiments is proved that magnetic field is developed due to electric current, but he does not say how much magnetic field is produced. So this is given by Biot-Savart law. Biot-Savart was two scientists. One is Biot and Savart is second. There were two scientists working in the library and proved that he calculated the intensity of magnetic field due to current. So Biot-Savart law is used to find intensity of magnetic field at a point near the conductor. He calculates the intensity of magnetic field near the conductor due to current flowing through the conductor. So suppose consider a conductor. This is the conductor. We can say this conductor M. Mn is the conductor, and current I is flowing through the conductor. We have to calculate intensity of magnetic field at this point P. We have to calculate intensity of magnetic field at this point. This point is our distance r. This is located at the distance of r from the conductor. This is the angle between conductor and point, and this is the small element dl. This is the small element dl, and this is the angle between conductor and point. So according to Biot-Savart law, the intensity of magnetic field is directly proportional to the current flow through the conductor. Intensity of magnetic field is directly proportional to the current. dB is the intensity of magnetic field, I is the current flowing through the conductor. So intensity of magnetic field is directly proportional to the current. So according to Biot-Savart law, the intensity of magnetic field directly proportional to the length of small element. Length of small element. This is the small element dl. So intensity of magnetic field dV is the intensity of magnetic field. dl is the length of small element. So dV, intensity of magnetic field, is directly proportional to the dl, small element. So according to Biot-Savart law, the intensity of magnetic field directly proportional to the sine of angle between conductor and dead point. Sine of angle, this is the angle theta between conductor and point. So dV, intensity of magnetic field, is directly proportional to the sine of angle between conductor and point. So intensity of magnetic field is directly proportional to the, inversely proportional to the, there are three directly proportional, first, second and third, but fourth is inversely proportional to the square of distance between conductor and point. Fourth is inversely proportional to the square of distance between conductor and point. This is the distance r between conductor and point. So this is the square of dV is the intensity of magnetic field and r is the distance between conductor and dead point. So we can combine all 4 points. This is equation first, this is equation second, and this is equation third, and this is equation 4. We can combine all the 4 equations. So dV is directly proportional to current, small element dl, sin theta, and inversely proportional to the distance between conductor and dead point. So when we remove this proportionality sign, a constant comes. K is the constant of proportionality. K is the constant of proportionality. Its value is K is equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi. So when we put this value, dV is equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi I dl sin theta divided by r square. This is the intensity of magnetic field. This is the formula of intensity of magnetic field due to a conductor at any point which is located at r distance from the conductor. So this is the intensity of magnetic field. You can write this formula. Now our next topic is galvanometer. So galvanometer is a device which is used to measuring the current. Galvanometer is the device which is used to measuring the current, electric current in any circuit. It is also used to measuring the direction of current. So let's start. What is galvanometer? Our topic is galvanometer. It is a sensitive device. It is very sensitive device. Very sensitive means it can measure very small current when very small current flowing through the conductor. So it is very sensitive device used for detecting the electric current. So galvanometer is very sensitive device which is used to detecting the electric current through an electrical circuit, in any electrical circuit. Or we can say the galvanometer is used to detect the current and direction of current. It is used to detect the current and direction of current in an electrical circuit. There are two types of galvanometer. First is moving magnet galvanometer and second is moving coil galvanometer. There are two types of galvanometer: moving magnet galvanometer and moving coil galvanometer. You know, galvanometer, the main part of the galvanometer is magnet and coil. Coil and magnet is the main part of the galvanometer. So there are two types of galvanometer. First is moving magnet galvanometer and second is moving coil galvanometer. So first is moving magnet galvanometer. In moving magnet galvanometer, magnet move and coil remains stationary. So coil and magnet are the main part of galvanometer. Coil and magnet are the main part of galvanometer. On flowing current through moving magnet galvanometer, coils remains stationary while magnet get deflected. Coils remains stationary while magnet get deflected. This is called moving magnet galvanometer. Second is moving coil galvanometer. So when current is flowing through the moving coil galvanometer, coil move and magnet remains stationary. In a moving coil galvanometer, when current is flow, coils deflected, coil move, magnet remains stationary while coil move. This is also of two types, suspended coil and pivoted coil. So this is the galvanometer. Galvanometer is the device which is used to measuring the current. It is also used to measuring the direction of current. I think you saw in your library. So this is galvanometer, and types of galvanometer you can write. Here this chapter is completed. Now we will start our next chapter in next video. Thanks for watching.